We back this time with full auto Tyrant Armor, and guess what? Counters are minus 15% HP per second again. I feel like this is an every 3 months thing at this point, but we're just going to ignore that for this video. Also, I didn't get to take advantage of this last time due to being sick, but now we have deck codes. They will be in the description below, so now it's even easier to set up to take on this boss on. The minimum score to get to is 12k, and we will do our best to reach that. I've got 2 setups to show: a budget team made up of farmable units, banner units, and units available through new player selectors, and an invested team for those with more resources. So let me show you what I got. Unfortunately, with the counter bans means we cannot crutch on a Mina and a Hilde this time. With the lack of being able to use Shinatsu, keeping Amy alive isn't exactly an easy task, and her immortality isn't very set in stone against this boss. But good news is, the majority of soldiers, the good soldiers, are rangers. So, and they're all farmable. Like pretty much all the good soldiers, rangers are all farmable. So. And this boss is a defender. It's like this is heaven. The only downside to this is where our front line isn't very reliable, so we cannot take the special conditions in order to fight this boss. That lightning really does mess up your front line, and as you can see, our admin swordsmen aren't exactly able to live the entire time. So we do have to use our shieldmen to sit there and hold the line a bit until we can get a redeploy. And we did lose our entire team for the most part, but that's fine. We have a ton of DP, and the boss is already close enough to death, even with the broken sets that I'm using. So overall, a pretty good run. Alright, for the budget team, we are going Chorus as a ship, Kim Hana as the operator. For gear, on sword fighters, we are going as much tank as possible, anti-ground res, crit damage res, anything you can afford. For Rivet, we do have a blaze set, attack speed or anti-defender work here, and then we want to go with anti-defender damage and anti-ground damage. For Acolytes, you want outgoing healing set, but if you don't have that, attack speed and try to make it tanky. For Riflemen, anti-defender and anti-ground, attack speed is the third set. Tarask is not in any danger this time, so we can actually run damage gear. We want to do anti-defender and anti-ground. Same thing for Hansorum. You can actually just run anti-defender sets. You can also sit there and put some skill haste. She does have skills to use. And then for Assault Troopers, we're going to be going anti-defender, anti-ground. Definitely want attack speed if you can afford to put it on them. And then for Shieldmen, for that extra little tank that we need, we're definitely going to be putting anti-ground res and crit damage res if we can. We get to use Felix. We get to use Felix. I always like when we get to use Felix on in Danger Close. Such a she's I don't know what to say about this unit. She just spawns your front line and a couple of DPS, all while attacking air units with whatever she does. But as you notice, we do have Shadow Sane coming out onto the field, and as much as I would really like to take the lightning mod, that thing hits for 10 times, and unfortunately, even with all the skill haste, I couldn't find a way in order to keep her alive. But even on auto, with all her dashing around that she does, switching from side to side, it's actually kind of fun to watch, because she surprisingly dodges a lot. She can actually sit here and cause the boss on a good rotation to always ult to the right, and so your team doesn't just get absolutely annihilated, which allows us to sit there and build up you know, all of our units in order to take care of the hit check. Now, as you can see, I do cancel the ultimate here, and that's honestly I'm stretching the gear here, using a little death pin. Rivet's also the leader, so she's going to be helping out with that. And you can have the ulti go off. You will lose a lot of your weaker soldiers. Rivet and Leica will survive normally, but then they you know, they don't usually get healed up for a second time, and they might. And as you can see here, I do have to redeploy Rivet, because if you do not, then they won't die, and then Swan won't ever respawn. And you really do want Swan to come back out so that she can spam her ultimates and her specials in order to make this boss go a little bit quicker. And fortunately, we don't have to deal with a second ultimate, because we canceled the first ultimate and we did redeploy Rivet in order to get our Swan back out, and we were able to kill it fast enough. And our big ad dude actually taking the top DPS, he does a lot of damage. For the invested team, we are running Chorus as the ship, Tim Hanna as the operator. For gear, we have Felix on full death pin. You want to stack as much as you can, get ground damage on her. For Sigma, we are going full skill haste. Try to get as much skill haste as you can so you can generate DP. For Sane, you're definitely going to want skill haste on her. Pretty much as you want, or as you can get. 79 works. I did use a Mage set. It worked okay. There were times that it kind of messed up the ultimate on the boss, but if you're canceling the ultimate, then you can actually work with a 76%. For Rivet, we are going full death pin on her. If you don't have death pin, go anti-defender. Alkalites, we are going full outgoing healing. We want to stack as much as that as we can. And then for Leica, we are going attack speed with anti-defender subs. Swan, we're going full CDR. 83 worked well here. And then for Assault Troopers, they don't actually do a crazy amount of damage, and we want to try and complete the hit check, so we're going with Swift set and stacking as much A speed as we can. Thanks everyone for watching. I really hope this helps you get the minimum score this season. Eastside devs hate counters, even though the game is called Counterside. Maybe one day I can use my fancy counters and even air units. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling extra special, you can join the Mage Institute by clicking the join button. You can catch me on Discord, link is in the description, and if you want to help support this channel, there's a link in the description for that too. As always, I will see you all next time.